Okay, so I asked you on my story, so on Instagram, to actually tell me what you would like to see on my channel, and a few of you suggested to do a tag, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know which one yet, so we're gonna look for one randomly, pick one. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I hope so. Hello all, so what's up? I hope you're good. So today we're here for a tag, so let's just jump into it. I'm just gonna type bookish tag whatever, and we're gonna see what we're gonna find. So I looked for bookish tags, and I'm on a blog, The with Books, WordPress, and there is a list. I will link it down below. And the second challenge is actually 10 books challenge. So that's not really a tag, but we could, like, it has 10 questions or 10 challenges, so it should be okay. So she found it on Lindsay's blog, so I will link everything down below as usual. And by the way, you've all been tagged, so you know you can do it. So we have the rules. List 10 books that have stayed with you in some way. Do not take more than a few minutes and do not think too hard. They do not have to be the right books or great works of literature, just ones that have affected you in some way. Pass these instructions and tag 10 friends. You've all been tagged. Okay, so the first one is a book that made me think. A book that made me think. I think I'm gonna go with the subtle art of not giving a fuck or whatever, because I know some of you did not enjoy it, but I remember when I was listening to it, rethinking everything I was doing. Like whenever I was like I'm stressed over that situation, or I'm getting anxious or whatever, I was like, why? Can I change anything in it? Do I have everything in my hands to make it change? No, so it's out of my control. So I should learn to stress less when I don't have the ability to change the outcome, if that makes any sense. I hope this answers the question. I hope that's the kind of answer you have to give, but yeah. A book that surprised me. A book that surprised me. I think I'm gonna go with that one. So this is A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent by Mary Brennan. It is actually a historical fiction kind of thing mixed with fantasy. The fantasy is light. I mean, you have dragons, but you're gonna follow the main character who wants to become a naturalist. She wants to study dragons, but she's a woman in the past century or whatever, and she's not allowed to do that, but she's gonna make it happen in some way. And she's very sassy, she's very smart, she's very determined, etc, etc. And I loved her passion for everything she did and her way of thinking and analyzing things and getting what she wants, etc, but being still like nice and correct, etc. So I think this one surprised me because I wasn't expecting to love it as much because of the historical part in it, but actually quite the opposite. So yeah. And by the way, I've read all 6 books in that series. I listened to the other books. I mean, it's 5 books in a series, then you have like a companion novel, whatever. They were all 5 stars for me. So, you know. A book that made me happy. My gosh, it's not the easiest challenge. I'm sure I'm gonna regret all my answers. I mean, not regretting, but be like, oh, while editing, oh, I got a better answer. But whatever. So I picked The Crooked Sixpence for What Made Me Happy by Jennifer Bell. It is a middle grade and it has a beautiful cover. As you can see, it made me happy in a way that everything was what the fuck in the book. Every object in it was not what you would expect it to be, kind of thing. A toilet brush is not gonna be a toilet brush, etc, etc. So it was like unexpected, and I was like, I mean, I had fun reading it. I need to continue with the series. I think it is a series. And yeah, I just had a fun time with it. So that made me happy. Like, having a fun time with the book is just the best feeling ever. So I'm gonna pick that one. Like, I had fun. Then we have a book that made me sad. Okay, that's, I think, easier. So I just picked another middle grade, and this is The Wolf Wilder by Catherine Rundle. Also a beautiful cover. It has wolves in it, and it's happening in Russia, and you know, you have the main character who lives with her mother, like in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, and she's a wolf wilder. I mean, her mom is as well. And wolf riders are kind of like Russian there in the story. The rich one have wolves as pets, and whenever they want to get rid of them, they give them to the wolf rider kind of thing, and the wolf wilder is gonna help the wolves going back to the wild, if that makes any sense. And it is really sad. I cried. It is really, really, really sad, but it's beautiful at the same time, and it's one of my favorite because it has wolves, wintry setting, it's set in Russia, beautiful characters. I really loved it. So yeah. Then we have a book that made me feel nostalgic. Eragon by Christopher Paolini, one of my all-time favorite series. I mean, I'm rereading it. I mean, I was supposed to reread it and finish it in 2020, but didn't happen. But I read the first one and I reread the second one, so I have the third one and the fourth one left. And actually, it's not as good as I remembered because I read it when I was like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, something like that. And it's still close to my heart. I will forever recommend that series, even if I can see the flaws now. But yeah, nostalgia, because that's one of the, I'm not gonna say one of the first series I've read because I started reading when I was like 5 or 6, so that would be a lie, but definitely one of my favorite series, and I think it's like one of the classics now. For me, it is a classic. So yeah, definitely Eragon. Beautiful adventures, dragons, you know. Okay, this one is not an easy one because it is a book I have a love-hate relationship with. And it's kind of hard, so I think I'm gonna pick a series. I'm actually gonna pick a series, so I'm reading the third book in the series. But I honestly think that if it wasn't for a read-along, I would have DNF'd the series. So I would have like finished the first book, maybe start the second one, but DNF'd at that point. Because it's not that I hate it, but I have no interest in reading it. So whenever I try to read it, it's like the reading slump is just like on my shoulders, whatever, ready to whatever, you know what I mean? So, but it's not bad, it's not bad. But I think it's The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I give the first one 3 stars, the second one 2 stars. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the last one, but it has nothing wrong with it. It's just that it bothers me, then I love it. Bothers me, then I love it. Bothers me, then I love it. So I'm quite annoyed by that, because it's not like I'm whatever and then half through the book I'm like, whoa, I'm loving it, or like the first half loving it and then the second half like hating it. No, it's just like love it, no, love it, no. So it's not love to hate relationship. That's what I'm gonna pick for this one. Okay, so now we have a book that I've reread the most, and it's such a cliche, but it's Harry Potter. So yeah, moving on. A book that made me want to travel. So that book made me want to travel, but not in a normal way, let's say, because it is Every Heart, the Doorway by Sean McGuire, one of my all-time favorite series. So this is a portal fantasy with kids going through that portal and ending up in a world that was actually made for them, that was actually perfect for them. That made me want to travel to magical world. I want to find my door. I'm still wishing for my door. I'm still hoping I will find it. I mean, I'm old, so I'm probably never gonna see it, but that definitely made me want to travel and see more of the magical world that's hiding from us. So yeah, I hope that counts. A book that gave me all the feels, and I have a few books that I read and was like sad and happy and stressed and on the edge and like anxious and like so happy and excited and whatever. But the one that comes to me right now is actually this one, so Middle Game by Shannon McGuire. That book was not loved by everyone, as is every single book out there. I read it in no time, and as soon as I finished that book, so I closed the book and I was like, okay, I want to reread it now. It was so beautiful, so special, with one brother and one sister that are not like natural, let's say. They were made in some kind of lab or whatever, but they were separated and they grew up in different like families and they don't know each other, but they have a way of communicating, so they can talk even if they're not like in front of each other kind of thing, and they're gonna discover things, weird things. And I just loved their relationship. Like the girl is super good at math and the guy is super good like at linguistics. They all have their abilities, let's say, and it's just like beautiful. It is slow, I would say, because it's really character driven more than plot driven, even if a lot's happened. So I would definitely recommend it. It's one of my favorite books out there and I will definitely reread it one day. So yeah. A book I wish I had not read. The thing is that I'm happy I read it because now I know I don't need more of it. And I actually read the first book, I read the second book, and then I DNF'd the series at the third book, and it's like a 6-7 long series, like 7 books long series, I don't know. And it is actually Throne of Glass. I'm sorry, I found the character so stupid and so nothing was believable in that book. Like, you have the main character who is like an assassin and she's gonna get hired by the king to be his assassin, whatever. Okay, sure, she's the best at everything. I also hate that when one character is the best at everything, whatever. But there is one scene that I can share with you that shows you how stupid she actually was. She's in her room, so she's at the king's palace, whatever. She's an assassin and she knows that the palace is actually full of assassins, that there are assassins everywhere, everyone trying to kill everyone, whatever. She goes into her room, she finds a bag full of candies on her bed and she starts eating them. I mean, I'm in a castle full of murder assassins. I would not eat something I don't know where it's from. And that's how I would summarize the entire book series. I have to be honest, I feel like it was getting better at the third book, but at that point I lost interest in anything happening. And that series actually put me in a reading slump for 2-3 months. There was one character I liked and that's it. And so I wish I had not wasted my time in, you know, reading it, you know, giving it so many chances, but actually that taught me to actually DNF books. So I wish I had not read it, but I'm happy I did because now I can DNF a book. So yeah. But yeah, well, so that's it for that challenge. Oh, it was super quick. I'm happy. It wasn't that hard. Let me know if you're planning on doing it, if you're doing it on your blog, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just let me know. I would like to see your answers and maybe find new favorites. Let me know if you've read any of the books I mentioned or if you're planning on reading them now. For you all, thank you so much for watching it. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual. And until next time, take care, wolves. Bye.